reason I'm kind of doing this with you, Doc, is that you are so smart, and I'm not flattering you just for the sake of flattery, but I am acknowledging that you're such a quick study with most of this. Do you realize how long I have been trying to do this kind of thing, and how difficult it is to get smart people to just grasp some of the most simple political concepts, because we have been so thoroughly detached from matters of a political nature until it just don't come easy, you know.
Yeah.
But you grab it very well. I'm so impressed with it. And so when we do the wake up hour, I always say, well, let me call Doc, because I need to make certain she got it right, because she's in the critical leadership position, and you will find yourself having to hold on one second.
Okay.
And when I asked about the political phrase of the day, one, you remembered both of them, and two, you articulated the distinction between the two. I am impressed with that.
I didn't think that
is so good.
And usually while you're going over things, I'm making posts and I'm doing things in proportion to that, so that we can reinforce it on the Black Coffee page. So,
and I would like for you, if you would put it in the record, for example, these political terms or phrases, and then write out the definition of it, and let's keep compiling that list, because we should create a glossary of political terms at some point.
Okay.
And when we, as part of our membership package under Black Coffee, we should have an extensive, complete glossary of terms. And so as we go forward, we'll go back over these terms to make sure we remember and have a functional grasp of the terms, because they should just come automatically once we get it embedded into our mind. A good example of electoral politics versus indigenous politics. You've been to Chinatown before, right?
Yes.
Chinatown is the perfect example of a culture that is completely in tune with indigenous politics. Their landmass, the most critical thing you will note about them is that they're going to totally control the landmass where their residential and commercial spaces exist. And so you ain't going to buy a house in Chinatown. It won't be for sale, because they make certain that every residence within the boundaries of Chinatown is owned by Chinese. They make sure that every commercial space in Chinatown is operated by a Chinese.
Okay.
Because they understand that political power is ultimately rooted in the ownership of the land where Chinese people live and work. Because when you control that, then your economic assets continue to grow and continue to increase in value. You almost will never see a Chinese holding up a political banner saying, vote for so-and-so and so-and-so. Because they really don't care about electoral politics. What they care about is the real politics, and that's controlling the indigenous resources where they are. If black people could learn that lesson from the Chinese, we would be unfucking stoppable.
That is correct.
Unstoppable.
If we can learn to just focus on indigenous politics and controlling the resources in our communities, actually desiring to, I don't know where to start when it comes to black people. It's very hard.
Well, you've already started.
Oh.
You've already started. It's an uphill battle, but you've already started. And at this stage in our development, politically, it's a lonely place to be because it feels like nobody understands what we're talking about. And to some degree, that's true.
Yeah.
Because this is a totally different language we're speaking.
Yeah.
These are foreign concepts for the average person. Have nothing to do with their intelligence.
East 79th Street, the Bob Biz Center, one of our operating locations as we are moving to activate our base of registered voters. So please come on out. This is not an election you can stay home or not be a part of. It is critical that our voices be heard.